Hello everybody and welcome back to Tlatoani, where we are currently working on round 2 of this scenario, and we're working on getting this area a bit online, but I kind of want to immediately run an expansion up over here, like this. So that of course means that we're going to need maize fields out over here, like this, and then we would run a fruit tree here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then the rest of this area would be maize fields. Now, this is not going to be a fully producing station because of the cliffs over here. So we could just have this whole thing be maize, just wherever it's eligible to have maize. So it would end up being something like that. Now, we may want to consider not being in this angle necessarily. We may want to consider having another porterhouse up over here, or at least moving this one. Yeah, I'm definitely considering that. So that would end up meaning that we'd want to potentially move this guy to be like here, maybe, or maybe like here. Let's go ahead and do that for now. So that should happen relatively quickly, in theory. So we're short of common workers. We're building these houses out over here for now. We need maize to develop. Yeah, that's okay. But we're going to definitely get some work done out over here eventually. Let's go up to a faster speed here and see if these guys will get to work on this. Excellent. So these houses over here, we are currently needing wood in order to construct this. We have 209 timber, but I'm guessing we're having some difficulty reaching. That's my current theory. Or it's just that it's all getting earmarked for these defenses. That's another distinct possibility. So that's fine for now. And I would love to see all of this get finished up over this way. That's part of the reason why I want to move the porter up over here. And I also want to build a road down here connecting in like that to this road. So that way we have this porter connecting up over here a little bit better. We're not planning on having additional farms out here as of right now. So that seems good for the moment. Now, as far as our actual production of food goes, it's kind of mediocre at this moment. That's absolutely understood. I do wish that things had a little bit longer of a range. I think it's kind of weird that you can only deliver, like, half a screen. That's definitely on the strange side to me. Okay, enemies are on the march from the east. That's going to be these guys out over here. And we don't have this anywhere near built at this point. So I'm not terribly shocked about that, but for now, it'll do. We're just working on all this up here, and we know that once they get into our city proper, it's not going to be too bad. Okay, so they're currently making their way in. Sure. Seems fine. So that's absolutely okay. And we're just slowly working our way through getting all of these constructions done up here. We're actually making pretty solid progress on that. Yeah, for sure. This guy's really doing some work up here. So that's he probably belongs here. We successfully sent our tribute to Tlatoani, and we're busily fighting up over here. We now need to send 30 timber, 20 maize, and 30 pottery each year. So that is going to be timber, maize. This needs to be 20 maize. So timber would be 30 timber. And then pottery. Okay. That looks good for now. Excellent. So we're busily fighting these guys out over here. They'll get that over with eventually. I like how this guy's just kind of standing here. Okay, the invasion has been beaten. Excellent. And we'll continue to work on our constructions. Now, we're nearly done with this out over here. There we go. That's looking pretty okay. Is there a canal going under here? Hang on. Because there should be. I'm not convinced that there was. I don't think there was. So that looks good for now. These canals are going to be slowly worked on, of course. And I'd love to see these canals up here get finished up. Eventually, they should be. We have a lot of construction that wants to happen down over here. These porters should be very interested in getting that done. Although they don't seem to be at this moment. So that's fine. Eventually all of this will get finished. Eventually. But we know that there's a lot of things that the game wants us to do after we finish this. So we're just kind of waiting on our porters to actually, get around to doing things. They're doing a lot of wandering right now. That's for sure. There's not much else that needs to happen up over here. This farmhouse needs to be built. Okay, that's now built. So that looks good. And we'll have the farmers out here digging out these fields. Slowly. So we'll let that go for a while. I'm not planning on expanding our farmhouses much more for right now. Are displeased by our lack of devotion. Oh, right, because we don't have any religious buildings. We should probably put some of those in. So this is weak symmetry, awful symmetry. What is it out here? Awful. What if we built it up over this way? Abysmal. Awful. This is apparently good symmetry here. Where would we find strong symmetry? Hang on. Strong symmetry. Okay, so we can put that in, and then somewhere out over, like, here, perhaps? Weak symmetry. This is still considered good symmetry out this way. Average good. I'm wondering if there's a strong symmetry somewhere out here. Hang on. Right there. This is weak. This is strong. Okay. So we'll put that in, and do we already have a road going there? No, we don't. So a road here would be fine. Okay, so we'll get that underway. Some of our masons are lacking stone. So we should start importing stone again, most likely. We have a little bit of money right now, and that's absolutely fine. We can see that we were doing some exporting last year, apparently. So that is good to know, even though we didn't have anything set to exports. We apparently were exporting some. So that's good to know. So as far as this goes, we've just about got our canal finished at this point. Or, well, this guy's apparently stuck here. Let's see if he's willing to connect in a bridge there. And then maybe take a road out over something like... Hang on. Cancel that. And I guess road like that. Okay. Perfect. So he's willing to work on that. Eventually. And we'll just get those roads put in. There we go. Cool. So that looks good for now. Now, I'm wondering if this porter yard is lacking access to enough resources. Some of our workshops lack stone, and our food reserves are low. That's understood. We do have food reserves increasing at this point. We're working on all this, but these fields need digging, so we'll see if they ever get around to digging the fields. This only proceeds if all of the fields are dug out, right? So that is absolutely a concern. We want our farmers to get around to actually digging the fields, and they don't seem to be very bothered by it. They're not in a hurry. They're not in a rush at all. So that's understood. We have some of these canals built, but we're lacking a lot there. This shrine is lacking a priest. We failed to send our tribute to Tlatoani. I don't think that's actually... I think we had the resources, but whatever. Seems fine for now. There's a lot of work not being done. And I wish the game was a little more clear on why that was. Now, this home needs access to more clean water. Fair enough. So we would be interested in... That's an herbalist there. Where's our current well dipper? We have well dippers around somewhere, I think. What do they look like again? That. Yes. Do we not have any well dippers? We may not right now. Oh, here's one. Okay, so this has heavy service use. We could put another well dipper up here, though. And that would give it access to all of these houses. And it would reduce the service use of this well dipper slightly. So this one doesn't reach here right now. Another well dipper out over here is probably not a terrible idea. So we can do something like that. Okay, so that'll be fine for now. And I'm guessing this porter is having a hard time getting access to materials. Probably because of the positioning of this small merchant, or small market right here. So I'm thinking right now, what if we took a road down like that? It should be able to reach the market if we did that. Assuming that that's an issue. It's trying to reach here, I think. This is where the market connection is. If we were to move this guy to be, say, here, then it wouldn't have access down here. We could potentially build another small market up here to be able to reach a little bit further. I don't love that idea. I wish that they were willing to go a little bit further, but they're just not as of right now. Okay, so that seems fine. We'll now have access to this small market, and that small market will have access to, like, the granary or this market, which has access to the trading post. So that should be able to, in theory, set up some sort of, like, a relay, right? And hopefully that'll mean that we get this going a little bit faster. That would be the idea, anyway. So our fields are not yet dug out, and I'm wondering if that's because of the lack of well dipper out over here. That's a possibility, for sure. That said, they don't seem very keen on building this well dipper still. So that's understood. This Sawyer here can connect to this market here, and we can see that this market currently has 17 out of 20 timber. The Porter Yard has access to this market, and has access to the Sawyer, but I'm not sure it can directly grab from the Sawyer. Maybe it can. No, I don't think so. Trading post or small market. So that's understood. Ah, there we go. We're actually building that well dipper. And now that that's built, we appear to be actually doing some digging out over here. Okay, so that looks good. We do have a well dipper. Now we need timber to develop out over here. So another market here might not be a terrible idea. So that would go approximately here, but apparently that terrain is blocked. Oh, there's a dirt road here. Can we remove that, please? Thank you. So now we would put in a small market here, which would have access up over this direction. It's not accessing this hut. Only this one. Man, that's awkward. We can't move it over, so this is about as good as we're going to get there. Noted. So this field is still needing digging. This guy needs access to more clean water. So this well dipper is not reaching up to there. So in theory, that would mean that we would need another well dipper. So I think the reason why these aren't working is because of a lack of resources. I wish the game was a little bit more clear about that, but that's my current theory. So this well dipper will relieve some of the strain here. And if we check up over here, this home has everything it needs for the moment, but they're still not digging out these maize fields right now. So I don't really know why they're not digging out the maize fields. I'd like it if they did. Our tribute wasn't received. Okay. This is presumably because our people are just not working. So 50 timber, huh? Okay. Well, I mean, that's reasonably fine, but unemployment is becoming a problem. I mean, people should just get to work. They should do things. Maybe another porter yard out here wouldn't be a bad idea, actually. So a porter yard going about there. Okay, so that gets built fairly quickly. There we go. And the idea would be, and I want to apparently I minimized the game accidentally. There we go. I want to get a road coming out this direction, kind of like that. And then I want to also have it going up over this way so that the road gets a little closer up here. It seems like they don't like to build things that are not near a road. So this will hopefully help get this finished up a little quicker. This is now complete. Oh, these guys are actually patrolling on the walls now. They weren't doing that before. I think they were too far away from the town previously. Distance is a big, big factor in this game. Huge factor in this game. This home needs more access to religion. Can we actually get any religion up here, though? I mean, this is average symmetry up here. Weak symmetry. Awful symmetry. This would be good symmetry up here, apparently. Is there anywhere up here that would be considered strong symmetry? The answer is no, but this would be good symmetry, and it'd be able to reach some of this anyway. So let's at least get that going for now. Okay. So more religion out over here. This home needs more education. That's going to be complicated. So if we look at our current education facility, that's service use adequate. Okay, so if we were to build this guy up here, right here would actually reach all of the farming homes. Do it. Okay, so that looks good. You can see we're losing money fast because we're spending a lot of stone. That's understood. We lack variety in our diet, sure. But that's mostly because our farmers aren't digging their fields. They're slowly doing it. Very, very slowly. So, needs access to more religion. Yeah, we're working on this. This shrine does not currently have a worker. I'm wondering if we need to have a common home nearby. Maybe. We can try a common home up here, specifically to work some of this stuff. Because the common homes are quite far away right now, right? They're down over here. So that's potentially an issue. Needs access to more diversion. Man, with these farm homes, that's really quite difficult. So I think... yeah, enemies are coming in from the southwest. They're going to be coming in from this side. We actually patrol up here now, so in theory, it should be fine. We'll see when they actually come in. But yeah, we do actually patrol these walls, so that's neat. Okay, the enemies have arrived. And they're going to kill our traders. No shockers there. And then they're going to come in here, and our soldiers on the walls ran away from them. Okay, we do have some soldiers outside of the walls here actually working on them. And fighting them a bit. So that's good to know. But they did break through here and take out this stockade tower. But then they were beaten. So that's definitely progress. Okay, I'd like to replace that stockade tower. There we go. Our fields are still not dug out yet, and this common home is really having a hard time getting built. But there we go. It got built. So I'm hoping now, and it needs access to a market. Right, it wouldn't have that. So we need a market, like, up here. Man, these distances are so short. We need so many of the same building type in order to get coverage. Okay, we failed to send our yearly tribute. Whatever. To be honest, our main problem and why we're not able to proceed right now is because we're not digging out these fields. The fields need to be dug, and the farmers are just not doing it. As of right now. So that's very awkward. I wish that they would do it, but they just don't seem to be interested. So this shrine still needs a priest and still needs some other goods, so that's understood. And we'll eventually get this stockade tower built down here. These stockades are built. They're very awkward looking, but they are built. So that's noted. But yeah, we're not progressing in this because our fields aren't dug out. And we know that there's a lot more objectives here, and we didn't have time to do it previously. So the core issue here is that we need to have enough farmland to be able to feed our population plus a sizable additional amount. But our fields aren't dug out, and our farmers aren't digging out the fields. If we grow our population to give the farmers more amenities, then we need more farmland, and it becomes an endless cycle. Oh, he's actually digging the fields. Most of them. This one isn't dug yet. This one isn't dug yet. I think there's a couple over here that aren't dug, but most of them did just get dug. Okay. We need our fields dug so that we can actually... Yeah, this one here. I'm actually going to delete these fields right now. This is a maize field, this is a fruit tree, and this is a maize field. I believe these are the only 3 that are undug. Okay, we're just waiting on this one to be removed. Eventually. Okay, there we go. So now we've moved on to the next stage. So we can apparently undo that. I don't know why we moved on. This field isn't dug, but okay, sure. Whatever, we'll take it. So we need a fruit tree here, and we need a maize field here. There we go. Now we've moved on. So our trading post should accept at least 80 pottery. So we currently only accept 40. Let's accept... Okay. Outside of an established city, you should be wary of potential attacks by hostile raiders and know how to maneuver troops to defend your settlement. That would be useful. Click on the Rally Troops button at the bottom right of the screen, then set a rally point. Ah, okay. Here you can select captains to assign to a given task along with the soldiers they command. Select at least 2 captains for the purpose, then click Confirm Task and give them time to marshal at the given location. Okay, noted. So I'm going to go back down to a normal speed now that we're moving along. So they can do... Yeah, okay, sure. I see. So how do we unrally then? Disband. Can we select this? No. Disband. Is this going to go away? Well, let's just assign it here, and we'll select these 2 captains. Confirm task. Okay. We don't need more than one formation for now. Disband the others. Where do we see our formations at? They can be selected using the flag at their rally point. Maybe we have to click... Oh, we have to click on the flag, not on the base. Not on the tile the flag is on, but on the flag itself. Gotcha. So we'll disband that. Oh, we need to replace this rally point. There. Our troops need some time to marshal at the rally point, and we're working on storing provisions in our granary as well. So that is going nicely. We are now actually producing this, and you can see that our canals have been mostly built at this point. And is there actually water in them? Are we actually irrigating this? I'm not convinced that there's actually water in them yet. There's this up over here that is... that is claiming to be built, actually. So maybe this is actually irrigating at this point. I believe it is. So we can see irrigated, yes. So all of these are irrigated. Okay, beautiful. So that looks good. All of this is irrigated. That should significantly improve our throughput on all of that. And we need to store 200 loads in our granary. Now, our granary is... Let's see. Balance, accepts, or getting. Delivered here from other storage venues. Let's have this be accepts, accepts, and accepts. We should redeploy our formation to a different location. Okay, so we can then redeploy them out over here. Yep, they're moving. Okay, so that's how we're supposed to do that. And we can disband that. It would also be prudent to fortify our city against potential invaders by constructing stockades and towers. Look out for choke points in the terrain, such as between outcrops and high ground, where you can concentrate your defenses. You can also use a danger overlay to see which parts of your city are most vulnerable to attack. Be sure to add stockade gates. Yep, we've already done this, so that's fine. We're currently 50% enclosed, and we still have structures outside of our walls, 98% outside. Okay, so I'm guessing that we need to extend this stockade down over here or something. Ah, maybe it was not viewing this as being enclosed here. Because we should definitely be enclosed here at this point. Unless it wants us to fully build around, like, this way, which would be very weird. I'm guessing that this was the problem. We'll find out. So we're working on that. At least we have other things that we can work on now, other than just waiting for our farmers to dig their fields. So that is good. We're very happy about that. Diversion up over here is absolutely a potential thing. So an alcove here is probably not bad, and then maybe an alcove down like here as well, or maybe we could squeeze one in up here. One there, and then one there, perhaps. Something like that. Okay, so that should get us some amount of diversion happening. But it is about time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to try to figure out why we are not considered enclosed right now. It may well have something to do with this down here. I don't know. Or maybe the game wants us to fully build all of this, although I don't believe there's a point to doing that. But whatever. Maybe that's what the game wants us to do. We'll find out. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.